Hi traders, welcome to recap for Friday the 12th of October. And the reason I wanted to share today is not because there was big pip totals, but just because I found this to be a quite difficult day to trade. One where I missed the two big moves that happened, one of which I considered highly tradable, one which wasn't. But wanted to show that not every day is a home run. Not every day are you going to make 80 or 100 pips. But on those days that you're having trouble with the market movement, if you're not trading at your best, as long as you can still be making some pips or even being close to break even, those big days are going to be the ones that pay off for you in terms of your success over a course of a week or a month. So you don't have to worry too much about these difficult days, but you still want to have a system that's adaptable enough that even when you're struggling a little bit, you can still make some pips on those. So I wanted to go through this day a little bit with you and just show you how I traded, why it wasn't the best of days for me. But I had 5 trades, total of 17 pips on the EU range bar 3. There was 3 wins, couple losses. And you could just see that things were very choppy for the most part until this big London open move. Things got very choppy again after that, very choppy through a lot of New York where I like to trade. So definitely not the easiest price action that you can see. But first trade here, I did take a short, kind of a type 1 short here, hoping to see London open bring us down into maybe these prior lows down in here for Asia. And it didn't work out. It actually reversed on me very quickly, too quickly for me to really get a small loss on. And at the same time, a lot of times these reversals do happen at Frankfurt Open, London Open, but a lot of times I can actually get in going the other direction, getting out with a small loss and getting in along the other way. In this case, there was no setup. So that was just one that was really unfortunate to take that loss and then just to see price rocket off in the other direction. Obviously, a few days back, there was a big trade, a 60 pip trade that I did catch. So sometimes you catch them, sometimes you miss them. You cannot get every single opportunity that's out there. That's just one of the things you have to accept about trading. And as soon as you try and catch every opportunity, well, then you also introduce a lot of losses. So you're better being disciplined, sticking to your system, and just catching what fits your rules. Now, I did get the continuation though, which didn't go very far. I only got 9 pips on it, and I let it come up this second time. And there were some reasons up in here to potentially get out on this when it came up here, and also stalled right on the hour, which is something we often see. So as it started to come down off that, I just took the 9 pips to cover that 6 pip loss and make a few as well. From there, I did manage to get a type 1, just a short, down into these prior lows in here. It's not something where you see a big move like this where you're likely to see it come, a huge move down the other direction, but there's usually enough to at least get a little bit of a scalp in there. And once it started to stall in here, it basically triple bottomed. I took the pips there. Unfortunately, no further continuations. But there was a type 2 setup down in here, and those are something that you definitely want to look for, especially after the big move to see some sort of continuation to the upside. You want to be trying to still take longs. So I did take that one, and once it stalled for quite a long time. As you can see on the M5, stalled for about 15-20 minutes, and so I took the pips as it started to come down, as the short-term momentum shifted over in that case for the 12 pips there. And the thumbs up here is that there was another opportunity. The thumbs downs were just ones I turned down. Potentially a very aggressive short could be taken in here. There was also this, which was a type 1 continuation, but as everybody knows who watches these videos, I don't usually like to trade during this time in here, this London lunch, especially not for trend type trades because it very rarely trends. So I did not take that trade there. Once we got into New York, I did go for a type 1 long here, which again was a loss, and it just came up to these prior highs and came down a little bit too quick for me to be able to get a small, partial loss on. I usually try to not take a full one, but I did get out a little bit early on this, but still took 5 pip loss. And from there, there just weren't any good valid setups in here, and then we finally did have the news that came, and at this point I was just not having the best of days, so I decided to pretty much wrap up my day after the New York Stock Exchange open which was a little bit unfortunate because after the news, we did start to trend. We had what could be a very aggressive type 1 short in here, and then this was a picture perfect type 1 short in here that if I had been trading, I definitely would have taken. And so with these, there was the opportunity, for 30 pips or even 20 pips, where I'm sure in this case you would have been getting out down here, maybe even getting out in here for this earlier trade. But there was definitely some pips to be had, and unfortunately, because I'm not usually trading at that time, I missed all those. So, like I said, it was a tough day. Still managed to make some pips, and that was even missing out on the best trade of the day. So there was still some potential there had I traded a little bit better. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that not every day is going to be a huge one, and sometimes you just have to take your 17 pips and then look for the next day when things are moving really well for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and any questions or anything, you can just let me know.